Hi, Michael Fry, President and CEO of Deepwater Subsea. On this anniversary edition of the Daily Grind, I talk about what it takes to be successful in a downturn market. Let's get into the show. So today's our anniversary. It's a very exciting day here at Deepwater Subsea, and first and foremost, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to do these daily grinds and for you to actually take the time to watch them. And in this daily grind, I want to talk about kind of the pros and cons of starting a business in the worst downturn that my generation has ever seen. And one of the things that I want to start with is my peers ask me, how did you do it, and how did you do it in a way that allows you guys to be successful? And I bought this book about 8 months ago, and it's interesting, I put on it says From the Mind of Mike Fry, and it's something that every day, it's not a journal, it's not a diary, I just jot down thoughts and things that I want to be able to reflect back on in the future. And what's interesting is I started off, and just to kind of give you an idea what's on the first page and why this is important, is the first thing it says is customer satisfactions over profits. I want to make sure that we're delivering to our customers each and every day. I was watching a movie over the weekend, Miami Vice, and what I thought was interesting is they're in the Suburban with the kind of the top drug dealer, and they're talking about the services that they can provide. And the drug dealer said, "Hey, look, I don't buy services, I buy results." And it's the same thing that we do here at Deepwater Subsea. Is if you engage us as your customer, we're going to make sure, as your client, we're going to make sure that what you're getting is results. You're not buying a service, you're buying results. If we say, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do it, and we're going to exceed your expectations. So first and foremost, customer satisfaction over profits. Number two, honesty and integrity is the foundation of what we do, and it'll be something that we always build ourselves on. People hear me talk about it all the time. I am transparent with the things that we talk about. I will never sugarcoat things. I will never beat around the bush. I will never lie to a customer. If we sit down and you ask what's going on, you are going to get honesty and integrity 100% of the time. And that's very important in today's market, is because people can see right through that. If you're trying to kind of be shady in your business, that word will spread very quickly in the marketplace and you'll be out of business very quick. Again, kind of number three, it's never about us, it's always about our customer. It goes back to that customer satisfaction. I mean, if we are always over delivering customer first, then we're going to be successful, because customers will know that when you engage us, we're going to deliver to you, and we will deliver no matter how long it takes. 100% customer satisfaction. Same thing with people who come and take our classes. All of the evaluations we get is, this is the best class I've ever taken. The reason for that is we want to give you everything we got, so when you walk out and go back to the workplace, you're at the same, maybe not the same level of experience, but you have the knowledge that we have. I'm not going to hold anything back. I want you to have everything that we have. That's why we call it more of a mentoring class than we call it a PowerPoint, kind of a keynote class. Last but not least, and something I think is very important, we're always one customer away from being out of business. And what I mean by that is if we're not delivering customer satisfaction, you're going to be out of business very quickly. I've seen companies here in the Gulf of Mexico who do BOP inspections. And what happens is they go out and they tank that inspection, and that word spreads very quickly, and now they're out of business because nobody wants to touch them. You're always one customer away from being out of business. And I think that's something that a lot of companies miss. They think about, oh, we're so big, we can take this hit, it's not going to be a big deal. In today's market, it's a huge deal. So always over deliver. Doesn't matter what you're doing. If you're an employee trying to give back to your company, over deliver. If you're, someone's hiring you as a client, to be their service provider, over deliver. The days of, the market being flooded and you can just say, you know what, I'll pass on this one. Hey, we did a half-assed job on that one. We'll make it up on the next one. You've heard me talk about John Wooden. John Wooden said, you have to give me 100% each and every day. You can't give me 90%, today and expect to give me 110% tomorrow. There's only 100% each and every day. So for me, this daily grind, yes, we're 1 year old, and it's exciting because We are growing, and we're growing each and every day. Our partnership with GE, something we're extremely excited about. It's these little things that turn into the big things down the road. It's treating your customers with respect, with honesty and integrity, and over-delivering, which will help get you to the next level. You know, I talked about a couple days ago, I had a gentleman send me a card, total stranger. I get a card in the mail, I open it up, it says, hey, look, I love your daily grinds, I love the passion, I love what you guys are doing. Please keep it up. Next day, the gentleman calls me and says, hey, look, I know you get to the office early. I would love to come show you what we can do to help support you. Get a call the next day, 5:40 in the morning, this gentleman showing up at my office. His hustle, I give the utmost respect to, because I understand, as you've seen in some of these daily grinds, I'm here at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. His goal was to deliver and over-deliver. He created samples of the products that he has with the Deepwater Subsea logo on it. He didn't have to do that, money out of his pocket. But the important thing was, he said, hey, look, this is what I can do for you. It wasn't a printout of here's your logo on something. It was here's your physical logo on hats, on different things. I can take that back and I can look at it each and every day and go, you know what? I like that. Let's move forward with these guys. I like his hustle. But more importantly, he over-delivered. So for this daily grind, 1 year anniversary, it's important to understand that at the end of the day, you are the ones that drive our business. You are the ones that allow us to be successful. I can build a team of MIT, masterminds, but if we don't deliver back to you, at the end of the day, we're out of business. So kind of wrapping it up, I know there's times that I kind of rant and rave and go on about the hustle and the grind and everything else. Somebody asked me over the weekend, they said, hey, if you were to write an article or write a story about your first year in business, what would its title be? And I thought about it for a moment. I said, you know what the title would be? The title would be The Daily Grind. Because if you want to be successful in a downturn market, you have to be willing to hustle each and every day. You have to be willing to work late hours. You have to be willing to get up first thing in the morning. You have to be willing to grind no matter how painful it is. No matter how tired you are, you have to grind each and every day. Something to think about.